Hey everybody, welcome back to Jesse's channel.
Oh, jeez, the Jesse's channel.
The Jesse's. JJ, however you want to say that.
She's already taken over.
Man.
Oh, the penguin conspiracy comes to an end. So, in the last video we went through... Oh, did you see that?
No,
she was
I
like,
missed it.
In the last video we went through Ice Cap Zone, blazed through with Super Amy. And yeah, now we're at launch base. The death egg is in the background, so I guess this technically
Also,
takes place during Sonic's. Isn't that eerie seeing like the...
I think my penguin, you know, killing a penguin and it goes like, or whatever. I think that's only with penguins because you just killed another one and it did not make that special noise.
It did.
That you like.
It absolutely did. I just did it.
I don't think it did.
There's
Go
the death
go
egg.
kill it, something else.
Okay, it's just
Test it
like
out.
two empty eyes back there. It's like, hey guys. You gonna come blow me up? Here. I don't know if this counts as a robot or not.
See, it does the signature like, it doesn't actually do that special sound like you liked.
Listen.
See?
It just did it! It went
No, it did it. That's, okay.
Listen.
That's it. Oh, I guess I can just barely hear it. But
well, I can probably hear it stronger in my ear, but we're sharing a
matter
pair
of
of wireless
opinion,
earbuds.
You can comment and say whether you heard the sound or whether you didn't. Tell him whether I'm right or he is.
I'm absolutely right.
Whatever.
So,
we need to continue this.
yeah, I was gonna say, at the end of the last episode, you know, we went through Ice Cap so fast, and, you know, launch base isn't much longer, but it is the final zone of Sonic 3, so it is a little bit longer, but, yeah, we have some time to finish our superpower discussion. So, we were saying if there's one of the main superpowers, like, super strength, super speed, flight, invincibility, stretching, like, stuff like that, you can't be like, I want to be Spider-Man. I want to have Spider-Man, but you gotta pick from the main, like...
You could say, like, attraction to metal. Like, that's Fantastic Four.
That's okay.
I mean...
So, we're trying to figure out what we want. It doesn't have to necessarily be the best superpower, just what we would want to be stuck with.
It doesn't even need to be a wise decision.
I was saying how the strength to, like...
You're
stop
basically
anything.
Mr. Incredible.
Yeah, be Mr. Incredible. Like, you know, Mr. Incredible, like, when he's fighting that robot, he just, like, just straight picks the thing up and throws it.
Yeah.
Would be cool, but I also feel like just the ability to fly around, like, shoot, something's going on over there, I'm gonna...
The one thing I will say as an interesting concept is you could almost say to have the superpower of just being smart. Because if you think about, like, Iron Man, his superpower is literally being basically a mad genius that has all this money. Or, sorry, not Superman, I said that wrong. Iron Man. Iron Man's a mad genius. Oh, did I? Oh, either way, Iron Man. He's a genius who creates these suits, and he's got all this money. So, I mean, that's basically the power of being smart. Oh, and his chest, I guess. But either way, I feel like you could argue.
She's referring the arc reactor, not his actual chest.
I'm going down a whole spiral. My mind is going everywhere. I'm like, Iron Man.
As the playthrough goes on, she loses more sanity.
Either way, so you say that yours would be like super strength?
I think flight, but there's a downfall to flight that everybody forgets, is if you don't have goggles on you, the wind is going to keep your eyes shut.
I never thought
But
about that.
they actually bring that up in Dragon Ball, is like when one of the girls that, well, you know, Goku's son Gohan, as he grows up, he has like a girlfriend, I guess, without spoiling a whole lot, and he teaches her to fly, and her problem is like she can't keep her eyes open, she's not used to it. So I guess maybe you could get used to it with time, but honestly it might be more of a hindrance. Like, well, I gotta put my goggles on.
Okay, you can't say
also Knuckles just, you know, kamikaze that building and blew it up.
There may be an argument to be said too that who's to say that just doesn't accompany the superpower?
Oh, that your eyes adjust.
Yeah, that your eyes.
Okay, in that case,
just
then flight
adjusted
might
to
be
that.
just the most useful.
I always thought that flight would be like the superpower I would choose.
Ideally.
But I almost would say speed. Like, I love when you're watching The Incredibles and
Dash goes
across
water.
Yeah, he runs across water. And honestly, I think you could argue that if you ran fast enough, you could almost fly. Because, I mean, you're basically against gravity.
True. Like, your legs would act as propellers. You'd be completely unbalanced, but you never know. Now, another thing is, like, ideally a combination for me would be the strength and the flight. I don't care if I fly slow, but it would be cool to have, like, the strength. So if, like, you were gonna fly up and catch something heavy that was falling, you would be able to
You could, yeah.
But I guess with your flight, if you had enough
wanna be Thor.
powers, you'd be able to like slow something down with your flight, so it doesn't hit so hard.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, did you make very much sense of what the background was in the first act? Like all the stuff in the background.
No, I'm sorry. I was lost in the superhero discussion.
It was like the whole like. That's what Act 1 is always different from Act 2, and that's what's cool about this game. But so like in the first act, it's like the Death Eggs in the background. And it's all this launch stuff and these towers that are used like these beams and cranes that are building the Death Egg and whatnot. But now like we're in the foreground, like we're where the Death Egg is, like because I'm sure you could kind of see it's like sitting in a lake where it crash landed. So like now we're in that lake. I always just like details like that. I guess I'm just like, what do they call it? A detail whore or something? It's like you're always looking for the nitty gritty.
But detail whore.
Yeah.
Alright.
But it's just like I notice stuff like that. I guess the attention to detail.
Super Amy.
Yeah, there it is. But like now it's just like the open, like pastel looking skies over the lake. Hey, oh, that's right. We gotta go this way. So I don't know. I like it. I like that we're now like we're on those towers and stuff that are by the Death Egg and all these pipes and things. I don't know. I just like it. We gotta keep those rings for the boss. A lot of people say Amy's gonna be in the third Sonic movie, and I highly doubt it.
I think that it would be a cool introduction to have made because, I mean, I don't think that there's a super hard lack of female characters because it's like, it's like the mom and dad. Not literally, but you know what I mean. But I think it would be a good addition to have in there. Just, I don't know, I wouldn't say that I'm a feminist, but I would say that it does have a little bit of an empowering factor.
You absolutely
for
are
girls.
the opposite of a feminist.
But to have the empowerment, oh my gosh, there's
there's a
in
difference
there.
between being a feminist and being like okay with representation.
Fair enough.
Which is what you want.
Yeah.
You want everybody to have a little bit of something.
And I think that it's to be said that I am not a girly girl, but I do like pink some days. So
right.
I would like to see a little pink Amy out there.
The best of both worlds.
Yes.
So, I kind of feel like it was a bad idea in the sense that obviously you're not. Maybe we'll just have to do a Sonic-a-thon on the channel or something and
maybe
get you like up to date with the Sonic story. But like when we were watching the Sonic movie, it ended with that post-credit scene where they discovered Shadow.
Yes.
But he's got such a detailed story, and he has so much like trauma behind him that I feel like having introduced a character like Amy would take away from that.
I think that this brings up to the good fact that we are probably going to go buy a Shadow Funko Pop here in a short bit.
It was actually silver, but
Oh, sorry. You are right. You would be right. The silver Funko Pop. There has been such a strange addiction with us in Funko Pops right now.
Yeah, that's probably a story that could last a couple of these episodes, is the Funko Pop rabbit
in the next
hole.
episode.
Now we are both collecting Funko Pops quite vigorously.
Yeah. He has turned me into something different.
What's happening?
Oh no!
What's happening? Tell me what's happening.
The egg is taking off and going into space, right?
Yeah, I just like the way that the egg is taking off. The Death Egg's rising. Like, these are the thrusters and stuff.
Yes.
See, I couldn't make that out as a kid. Because I wasn't paying attention to the details. But, like, obviously that's the fire flashing and stuff. And these are, like, the wires hanging down from it. And, like,
I think both
the
of us...
egg is rising.
Both of us, as we've gotten older, has developed ADD, so I don't think
Yes.
either of us have paid attention to this at all, so... Look at her, she's just...
She's like, okay, Eggman. Alright, it's time for the
Catch me later.
final boss
Oh, this is it?
for the Sonic 3 half.
Wow.
It's like, oh!
Johnny Longarms.
What do you think the name of this robot is? All of his mechs have names.
Grippy Hand Man. Gropey Man.
Big Arm, or usually Big Arms. So, very original, right? He's almost
Big
dead.
Arms? That's what his name is?
Big Arms.
That's what we were looking at toys-wise yesterday was that character, right?
It was a
One
like
of
a
the
compilation
characters.
of some of his mechs. They haven't released like a figure of Big Arm, but pretty close. All right, we stopped the Death Egg from rising, and it's now plummeting back down
Look at the
to
little
the
shards.
planet below.
The shards in the sky. That's cool.
It is cool, and you can see it blowing up. Like it's
Yeah, it's like face down too.
All right, guys. So that's it for the Sonic 3 portion of the game. So check in the next episode for the beginning of Sonic and Knuckles.
Bye guys. See you later.
Look at him go.
It's like, catch me outside.
Okay. Okay, so that